Part 70. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 692. The director team of Fireworks on Earth did not have Lu Zhenjia's contact information. The director contacted Jin Li immediately and asked politely, what did Mr. Lu mean by that sentence? No matter whether Father Lu wants to do it by himself, or wants to push someone, it's alright. Didn't you see that the internet is now bombarded because of his words? How much traffic can this bring to the show? When he received the call, Jin Li didn't know what happened. After hearing what the director said, she quickly checked Weibo, and then called Lu Zhenjia in a daze. You mean that Weibo? Lu Zhenjia said happily, didn't I just happen to see that the artist you partnered with had a problem? After thinking about it, I feel that I am also quite suitable for this show. Jin Li blinked, I remember, you don't like this kind of life where you are completely exposed to the camera. Lu Zhenjia, especially Lu Zhenjia who had recovered his true body of Pixiu, really didn't like it very much, so at the beginning, he didn't think that he could replace Hu Xian, but after Hu Xian was confirmed that he could not continue to participate in the show, after debating for a while, I decided to do it myself. I want to try it once in a while, and it's quite new, he said. Jin Li didn't doubt too much, after all, Lu Zhenjia was free to do whatever he wanted. Moreover, if she had to choose someone to live with her for a month, there was no doubt that Lu Zhenjia would make her feel most comfortable. She called the director. Director. Okay, I got it. Then, can you tell me the contact information of Mr. Lu? We have some things to pay attention to here to confirm. The director was so happy and silly. It turned out to be Lu's father himself. Not to mention anything else, the gimmick of Lu Zhenjia participating in a reality show alone could attract countless viewers to watch the show for him. As soon as the news was confirmed, the director called the staff. Arrangement, official Weibo announcement, press release ready. Enough gimmicks. So, within a few minutes, the eagerly awaited fans finally saw the official Weibo update of Fireworks on Earth. Human Fireworks Program Group V, it's a great honor to invite Mr. Lu Zhenjia at V to participate in the recording of our next program. This is also the first time Mr. Lu Zhenjia has participated in a reality show. Stay tuned for exciting content. It's not just fans and celebrities who are paying attention to this. Other variety show groups are also paying attention. When seeing this news, I don't know how many program directors almost burst into tears. Shameless. Also invited, you are clearly out of shit luck. Mr. Lu took the initiative to ask to sign up. How come I don't have such good luck? Instead, the fans' brains were wide open. Daddy Lu is going to be on a reality show. So down to earth. Didn't you say that the bosses are very busy, Father Lu? Is your company really okay? Don't you think about it, why did Father Lu participate in this show? Because Jin Li is also here, because Jin Li's partner was temporarily unable to participate, the program team hadn't found a suitable candidate yet. Dad Lu saved Jin Li, right? What kind of fairy love is this? Living together under the same roof for a month, ha ha ha, Yalai party means that this life is complete. Otherwise, let's give a suggestion, we're already a couple, so stop engaging in those formalisms and live in the same room, he he he. Upstairs I suspected that you wanted to drive, but I couldn't find any evidence. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 693. Tang Yishan sat in her room and slammed her phone on the ground. She was dying of anger. How is it like this? Why are things the way they are? That Lu Zhenjia, don't you want to lose face? You are not a second-generation rich man who has nothing to do every day. You are the head of the Lu family and you are very busy. This is great, not only can't she arrange someone to have an affair with Jin Li, but she also let Lu Zhenjia take the vacant seat. By earned Jin Li a lot of traffic. Tang Yishan didn't even need to think about it, she knew how much Jinli would benefit from it. The public's curiosity about the top rich has never declined. Jinli, who lived in the same room as Lu Zhenjie, would undoubtedly get the most shots. Also, Jinli's fans now have something to brag about. The most handsome, youngest, and most promising man in Huiguo condescended to participate in a variety show for her. Listen, how romantic. How to satisfy the love fantasy of those ordinary girls. At this moment, the mobile phone she threw on the ground rang. The floor was covered with thick carpets, which saved the fate of the mobile phone from being smashed into pieces. Tang Yishan picked it up. It was her father, who is also the head of Tang's film industry, one of the principals of Tang's generation. Shan Shan, I know all about what you did in the company. Don't you like Jinli? Her father asked directly. As an only daughter, Tang Yishan was spoiled and grew up, and she spoke to her father very familiarly and intimately. I don't like her, Dad, a poor girl who has nothing, and has come to this day relying on marketing. She acted like a baby. Dad, can you help me and step her down? It's not the first time she has done this kind of thing. It is very difficult for Tang Yishan to tolerate someone of her own age who is better than herself in this circle. She used the same method to pour dirty water on many of the people who had just shown signs of prosperity. Few newcomers who are riddled with gossip can withstand such sudden pressure, and there are quite a few who give up on themselves just so disheartened. Tang's father pampered his daughter and didn't care about doing things for her. Anyway, they are all young actors with no background. How much trouble can they cause? Tang Yishan also thought so this time. However, her father, who has always loved her, turned his face on a rare occasion. Shan Shan, shut up. Tang Yishan was taken aback. Why are you yelling at me, Dad? Father Tang's tone was stern. Jinli can't be messed with, at least we can't afford to mess with it. You're going to be on the show with her tomorrow, so don't target her. You have to learn how to be nice to her. Tang Yishan was unhappy. Why, isn't she just looking for a good boyfriend? Tang's father scolded in a cold voice. Whether she finds a powerful boyfriend or not, that is her own ability. If you have the ability to find a boyfriend who is so powerful and loves you so much, then Dad will not interfere with you. Tang Yishan. Tang's father sighed. You are also in your 20s, Shan Shan, you have to mature. Otherwise, how can I rest assured that Tang's pictures will be in your hands in the future? Listen to Dad. Jinli is not as simple as you think. Dad asked about the starring role in The Backbone of the Country. I'm afraid it's not as simple as being related to the state administration of film and television. Tang Yishan's eyes widened. Father Tang's voice came over. You should know what this means, right? 4 more. See you later. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Koi Fairy Wife is sweet as honey, love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Su Xiaozhezhi. Chapter 694. Tang Yishan probably understood a little bit, but she didn't believe it. But she is obviously just an ordinary person. How can she have so much energy? Father Tang, this is beyond our control. Anyway, Shan Shan, I don't care how much opinion you have in your heart, I will bear with it on the show for the next month. You don't live in the same room anyway, so there won't be much conflict, right? Tang Yishan reluctantly replied, understood. Does she really know? No one knows. Asterisk. The next day. Lu Zhenjie was very happy to hand over the work for the next month to his confidant, Bai Yan ad 123,456, his omnipotent special assistant, and drove Jinli to the shooting location by himself. The special assistants and confidant managers have great opinions in their hearts, but the wayward boss directly ignores them, and uses the old-fashioned way of adding bonuses to make them compromise. Although money smells like money, it is really moving. In the end, Bayan and the others could only comfort themselves in this way. It's not just a month, so just pretend to be the boss and the boss's wife and go on honeymoon. Xiaolin is an employee of the Lu family. A company like Lu's has never supported idlers. Although she is still a grassroots worker, her workload is not ambiguous at all. Working overtime is normal. Although the salary is considerable, Xiaolin, who is only 28 years old, wakes up every morning and looks at his hair in the mirror, always very worried. She is not yet 30 years old, and she is going to be bald. Under such circumstances, Kobayashi certainly doesn't have much time to watch dramas and shows. During the rest time, she has to set aside a fixed time to go to the gym, go to the beauty salon, and go on an appointment with the little sister. All in all, just busy. But today, the weekend, a rare free time, Xiaolin neither went to the gym nor to the beauty salon, and rejected the little sister's suggestion to go to the hot spring. She opened the video website app that she hadn't opened for a long time. She wants to watch the show. Xiaolin is not chasing stars, she is completely aiming at her own big boss. Lu Zhenjie, the head of the Lu family, the god of all Lu's employees, men and women, young and old. Even if I'm bald, I still want to chase the male god's show. Moreover, even if he works in the Lu Corporation, the chances of meeting the big boss himself are pitifully rare. While thinking about it, Xiaolin began to fantasize, I don't know what Mr. Lu will be like in private. Will he be as strict and cold as at work? There are not a few Lu employees who have the same idea as Xiaolin. There are also not a few netizens who agree with Kobayashi. Many netizens who didn't watch fireworks in the world couldn't help but want to click on it. What is this man who is said to be the youngest, handsome, and richest man in Huaguo in private? Asterisk. Fireworks on Earth was recorded in a small city near the imperial capital. Recording officially begins the moment it arrives at the house. The address was sent to the guests by the program team a long time ago. Lu Zhenjie followed the navigation all the way to the location of the house. It is a detached 3-story villa. Lu Zhenjie stopped the car and walked in with Jinli. Recording starts from this moment. The audience squatted for a long time, and after listening to the host say a lot of opening remarks, they finally got to the point. A pair of good-looking men and women appeared in the camera together. Ah, Jinli and Papa Lu are the first to come, happiness. This show doesn't seem to require partners to act together, right? I remember that they came alone in the previous episodes of XX, so, Jinli and Lu's father actually set off together? The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess. Author, Sushao Zhaji. Chapter 695. My boyfriend and girlfriend, how normal is it to come together on the same show? This pair is too seductive, right? Oh my god, I can't see through my eyes how happy are Jinli and Lu Zhenjie. Every day when I open my eyes and see such a good-looking face of myself, and then see such a good-looking face of my boyfriend/girlfriend, it is double the happiness. Jinli's luggage is carried by Lu's father, so sweet. Asterisk. The program team has already told the guests about the rules booklet of this show, and the audience has also been told in the show. Jinli and Lu Zhenjie walked to the gate and glanced at the quietly closed gate. Jinli said, "We seem to be the first to arrive." Lu Zhenjie nodded, "Yes, so we can choose which floor to live in." "Which floor do you want to live in?" Jinli tilted her head and thought for a while. "Let's live on the 3rd floor, with a good view. The environment here is pretty good." Then the 3rd floor. Lu Zhenjie made a decision. The two pushed open the door and went upstairs. There are 2 spacious bedrooms on the 3rd floor. In addition, there is a study, kitchen, dining room, and even a small gym. It can be said that everything is very complete. Everything in the house is brand new. After seeing the 2 rooms, Lu Zhenjie put Jinli's suitcase in the room on the right. Jinli asked with a smile, how do you know I like this? Lu Zhenjie smiled, there is a lake outside the window of this room, you must like it. Fish like water best. Even if Jinli couldn't jump in and take a bath, it still looked comfortable. Oslo, is it so sweet when you come here? Ha ha ha, this is the first time that couples and partners participated in this show, and the style of painting is completely different usually. The two of them greet each other politely, choose the room politely, and then tidy up the room separately. Such a harmonious scene filled with pink bubbles, I am inexplicably looking forward to it. Even Jinli knows what kind of room Jinli likes. Dad Lu, do you want to be so considerate? This Yali party has already taken countless pictures. Next, the two began to tidy up the room. It is said to tidy up the room, but in fact it means putting away the clothes and daily necessities that I brought. This scene is relatively private, and the photographer has a general knowledge of the basics, so I don't follow along very much. Just at this time, another guest came over. The people who came here are familiar to everyone. Tang Yishan. There were two people behind her, not the artist Yi Beicheng who was her partner, but someone who helped her with her bags and luggage. At the gate, the eldest lady was stopped by the staff. No one is allowed to enter the house. Fireworks on Earth has always had this rule. Tang Yishan also knew it, but she always felt that she was special. She asked, but I have a lot of luggage, can they help me move it, put it in the house and leave? The staff just laughed. From the perspective of the audience, they could only see the backs of the staff from a distance, communicating with Tang Yishan. In the end, Tang Yishan still failed to convince the staff. The sun was shining outside, and she was very angry. Okay, can you help me with my luggage? She asked. Staff member. Miss, the staff of our program don't work part-time like this. He said politely, the rules of our program group, from the beginning, the staff will not interfere with the lives of the guests. Tang Yishan, I will give a tip. Staff, have you read the rules? Today's 6 update is over, isn't it too early? Ask for a ticket, okay, see you tomorrow. The Koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the Koi goddess. Author, Sushao Zhaji. Chapter 696. Tang Yishan asks strangely, the rules only say that you can't ask the staff for help. Now I pay you to help me carry my luggage. Is there any problem? The staff smiled with difficulty, that's what I said, but don't forget that from now on, in the next month, you and your partner will only have 2,000 yuan for living expenses. In fact, 1,000 yuan is put it here for you. Tang Yishan. The staff continued to smile, in addition to the 2,000 yuan, the guests are not allowed to use other money. Therefore, for this kind of thing within our ability, our program team recommends self-reliance. Tang Yishan. In order to protect the guests, this conversation was not heard by the audience. So the audience just saw Tang Yishan say something to the staff, and then angrily let the luggage carrier leave, and then slowly dragged the suitcase into the door. However, although it cannot be seen, this scene is enough for the audience to guess. The staff just now was looking at Tang Yishan's bodyguard, right? People are not allowed on this show. My Miss Tian Tang's luggage is really scary, there are 2 suitcases so big, and there are several travel bags. Did she move her family here? She is a young lady, she has a lot of things, what's wrong? Tang Yishan first dragged a 28-inch suitcase to the lobby. Her partner hasn't arrived yet. It was written in the manual that the guests could choose their own room, but except for Jinli and Lu Zhenjie, everyone basically waited in the lobby and discussed where to live when their partners arrived. Tang Yishan didn't want to wait. She looked around and found that the small bag representing the 3rd floor, containing the room card and numbers, had been taken away. The 3rd floor is already occupied, Tang Yishan murmured, then let me choose one too. She thought of her few boxes, let's just go to the 1st floor. She raised her hand and took off the small bag, took out 2 room cards from it, and walked over to open the door. The layout and facilities of the 2 rooms are the same. After looking around, she muttered, "They're all similar, just choose one." Miss Tang ran 4 times before she brought her luggage to the room. She was sitting in the room to take a rest when she heard movement outside. It just so happened that it was Yu Beicheng who came. Her partner. Tang Yishan showed a smile and greeted him, "Hello, Yi Beicheng, I'm Tang Yishan." Yi Beicheng is a very young boy, wearing a hooded sweater, very sunny, but his expression is not very warm. He nodded at Tang Yishan, "Hello, I am Yi Beicheng." Tang Yishan handed him the room card in her hand. "I came earlier than you, because I have a lot of things. I chose the first floor without authorization, you don't mind?" Yi Beicheng. "You have said that, can I still say you mind?" He took the room card and nodded lightly, "It's okay, I don't care." He took his luggage and went to his room. Tang Yishan glanced at his back, then raised her head to look up, but she didn't know who was coming from the 3rd floor. She was a little curious, but she wasn't going to visit the door by herself. Miss Tang was very reserved and proud, waiting for others to knock on her door. She also went back to her room. The pair of Qin Ryu and Wen came last. Qin Ryu came earlier. He took his luggage and sat on the sofa in the lobby in a regular manner, waiting for his partner to come. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Koi Fairy Wife is sweet as honey, love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Su Xiaozhaji. Chapter 697. Qin Ryu is a singer, the kind who writes his own lyrics and music. He has a gentle temperament and is full of talent. He has an intellectual temperament that many artists in this circle do not have. Ah, look, my husband. Pooh. The upstairs is shameless, it's obviously my husband. Qin Ryu is really handsome, and not superficially handsome. This is probably the feeling of having a poetic spirit in his stomach. Let's find out about the master of Imperial University. Qin Ryu's partner is Wen, right? My Sky program group is really good at playing. I really want to know what it will be like to get along with these two. Hee, Qin Ryu is also unlucky, unexpectedly met Wen, a good girl who smokes, drinks and burns her head. Hey, go upstairs and take my family Wen away, our Wen is very nice. Wen came here as expected. She did not live up to everyone's expectations, with a black camisole, floral hip-hop pants, a headband of the same color, and a suitcase full of technology on her right hand with 3 black pearl bracelets. The whole person looks really cool to have no friends. When Qin Ryu saw her, his face was as usual, "Miss Wen, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Qin Ryu." Wen smiled, "Mr. Qin, it's a pleasure to meet you. Qin Ryu, we were the last ones to come. The 1st and 3rd floors were selected, so the 2nd floor is ours." Wen continued to smile, "Okay, it's okay. Qin Ryu, there are 2 rooms on the 2nd floor. Let's take a look first. Which one should we definitely live in?" Wen continued to smile, "I can do it, it's up to you." Qin Ryu glanced at her, "What a coincidence, I can do both, so let's just take one." Wen, that would be great. The two held a room card each, and opened the door of the room in an exceptionally harmonious manner. Audiences? No, that's it. What about the fighting scene I imagined where the two meet and the thunder strikes the earth? I'm also a little shocked, but is there something wrong with your adjective upstairs? Same disappointment, isn't this too harmonious? I thought that the two of them would be able to dislike each other when they met. By the way, I really need to talk to the Chinese teacher on the 1st floor. No one knew, the two of them each went back to their rooms and closed the door, each heaving a sigh of relief. Very good, very pleasant to get along with for the first time, Keep it up. This episode of the show started at 9 o'clock in the morning, so the guests basically got up very early. Jinli put her luggage away and felt sleepy. After changing her slippers, she knocked on Lu Zhenjia's door. Lu Zhenjia, I'm a little sleepy, I'm going to sleep, if you need anything, just call me. Lu Zhenjia nodded, okay, go to sleep. Jinli slept until after 11 o'clock. She was awakened by the smell of food. Opening his eyes in a daze, Jinli sat up. After sitting for nearly 2 minutes, he finally woke up and opened the door to the kitchen. Sure enough, Lu Zhenjia was cooking. Fish with pickled cabbage, mushroom soup with vegetables, cucumbers, and chopped tomatoes on the chopping board. Are you awake? Lu Zhenjia looked back at her. Scramble some more tomatoes and eggs, and then we can eat. Go wash your hands and sit for a while. There are washed fruits on the table. Yeah, hearing this, Jinli walked obediently to the restaurant and sat down, not feeling anything wrong. At home, Lan Ting and Lu Zhenjia did the same. Viewers didn't think so, however. The barrage is already crazy. In fact, the barrage had been going crazy for more than an hour, but Jinli was still sleeping at that time. Time back to an hour ago. It's 10:30, almost time to prepare lunch. The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess. Author, Sushao Zhaji. Chapter 698. Lu Zhenjia, who had thoroughly understood the rules of the show, knew that it should be lunchtime. He wanted to call Jinli, but the other party's room was quiet. He sensed it and was still asleep. Then go yourself. Boss BA picked up his leather wallet, which he had never been so poor with only 1,000 yuan in cash inside, and went out. He lived on the 3rd floor, so when he went out, he met Yi Beicheng, who was standing on the 2nd floor balcony watching the scenery. When Yi Beicheng saw Lu Zhenjia, he was a little surprised and a little excited. Mr. Lu, hello, what is this? Lu Zhenjia looked calm. It's past 10 o'clock, I'll go to the vegetable market to buy something for lunch. Yi Beicheng. He was dumbfounded. Make lunch. He subconsciously looked behind Lu Zhenjia. Well, where's Jinli? Oh, she got up early in the morning and was sleepy and sleeping, Lu Zhenjia said naturally. He raised his wrist to look at the time and said, the nearest vegetable market takes 15 minutes on foot. There are bicycles outside the villa. Do you want to go together? Yi Beicheng was a little flustered, and shook his head. You go first. Lu Zhenjia left without saying anything. Yi Beicheng looked at his back in horror. It was hard to imagine that Lu Zhenjia would be associated with cooking. The audience isn't much better than him. When Lu Zhenjia said in a natural manner, it's time to go shopping, on the bullet screen. Shit, this is the first time I've gotten used to it so quickly since I've watched the show for several episodes. Although I have seen Lu's father cooking for Jinli on Weibo before, it still feels so dreamy to see it with my own eyes. Whoa, our baby Jinli is still sleeping, and our father Lu has already consciously gone out to buy groceries. What kind of fairy love is this? Looking at the man next to me, I fell into deep disgust. Men who dislike their own dog add one. Of course, the program team knew who was the most topical among the current groups of guests, and the cameraman had been following Lu Zhenjia. Watching him ride his bicycle to the nearest vegetable market, looking all the way down, he bought fresh fish, vegetables, mushrooms and a bunch of other dishes. I think the figure of this man riding a bicycle is simply damn handsome. Handsome add one, those long legs make me hard. Upstairs. Sister, calm down, what are you using hard? I thought that BA Zone was always a boss who didn't care about the son, but I never thought that BA Zone would actually go to the vegetable market like us ordinary people. Wake up, it is impossible for a man wearing Patek Philippe to spend much time shopping in the vegetable market, but there is still a little fairy waiting to be fed at home, so, or love. Love add one. Lu Zhenjia was very quick at choosing and buying vegetables, and when he came back into the kitchen, he started to process the ingredients very quickly. The younger brother who was in charge of filming looked at the reaction of the audience, and couldn't help but interview, "Mr. Lu, you seem to be very familiar with the kitchen. Have you been interested in this since you were a child?" Lu Zhenjie washed and cut the tomatoes in his hand, and smiled when he heard this. "No, I never entered the kitchen before this year. Bro. According to my many years of media work experience, there must be melons." He tried his best to calmly ask, "Oh? So what happened this year that changed you?" Lu Zhenjie smiled at the camera, "Because I met a girlfriend who has high requirements for food this year. In order not to be rejected, I can only work hard to learn cooking from the master. The koi fairy wife is sweet as honey, love from the koi goddess." Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 699. Bro. Caught off guard, a large wave of dog food was slapped on the face coldly. He smiled with difficulty. "You two have such a good relationship." When talking about Jin Li, Lu Zhenjie's mood was extra gentle, and he laughed more now than in the previous half a day combined. "Lu Zhenjie, the little fairy that I spent so much time chasing after, of course we should cherish it. I declare that I am dead. Why the hell did I click on this show? Why did I watch this? Why is this world so cruel to me, a single dog? What did Lu's father look like when he said this? It's so gentle that it's about to drip water. Ah, he must love little fairies very much. I love it, love it. What kind of fairy love is this? Envy Jin Li. Why are other people's boyfriends so rich, handsome, and gentle? Guojia owes me a boyfriend. Why aren't you two married yet? I ask you to marry me immediately. I can sponsor $9. Take me upstairs, I can help you move the Civil Affairs Bureau here. Then I will marry you." So, when Mr. BA is preparing a loving lunch in the kitchen, what are the other two groups of guests doing? The first is Yi Beicheng and Tang Yishan. After meeting Lu Zhenjie by chance, Yi Beicheng went back to his room and knocked on Tang Yishan's door. At this time, Tang Yishan was trying on hats for herself. In her room, all kinds of skirts, jewelry and hats filled the room. When she opened the door, she glanced at Yi Beicheng. "What's the matter?" Yi Beicheng said, "Just now I met Mr. Lu, he went shopping for lunch, shall we go?" Tang Yishan. "What are you saying? Shopping?" she exclaimed. "I don't know how to cook, and the kitchen is so heavy with oil fume and dirty, so I don't want to cook. Let's order takeaway." Yi Beicheng frowned. He knew that Tang Yishan was the eldest lady of Tang Films, and also knew that she was arrogant, but he didn't expect that she would be so open in the reality show. He said, "You can't eat takeaway for a month." Tang Yishan, "Why not? In fact, if conditions permit, Yi Beicheng is also willing to eat a takeaway. But the reality is, Yi Beicheng, not enough money." Tang Yishan. "Yes. 2,000 yuan. The average day is less than 70. What can I eat for 70 yuan? Not one dish is enough." Missy is not happy. She scratched her hair irritably. "Whatever, let's make do with it first, and then think of a way." Yi Beicheng, "Okay." Just as he was about to leave, Tang Yishan stopped him again. "Wait a minute, you just said that Mr. Lu went shopping for groceries." Yi Beicheng nodded. Tang Yishan looked shocked. Will he go shopping?" Tang Yishan imagined herself and her friends. Their level was much lower than Lu Zhenjie's, a group of rich second generation. None of them had ever been in the kitchen, let alone the vegetable market. Thinking of Lu Zhenjie's appearance, Yi Beicheng was also puzzled. Second floor. Qin Ryu was sitting in the study, holding a foreign book in his hand. Wenwen was lying in her room writing something. The camera flashed by. It looked like a musical score. The two of them seemed to have no intention of cooking at all. Time back to an hour later. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 700. Lu Zhenjia also brought scrambled eggs with tomatoes to the table, and said, "It's getting late when I go today, and some troublesome ingredients are not very easy to prepare, so you will just eat them." Jinli smiled and said, "I think it's very good. Everything you do with your craftsmanship is delicious." Photographer. The strong smell of food poured into his nose. He didn't feel hungry at first, but at this moment, his stomach was inexplicably painful. The younger brother feels that the pain alone is not as good as everyone's pain together. So, the lens frantically began to close up. Although there were only 4 special home-cooked dishes, it couldn't be overshadowed by Lu Zhenjia's high craftsmanship. The same, exquisite and attractive, you can feel delicious through the screen. The audience really felt the pain. Why do I feel hungry again after I just finished lunch? I was waiting for takeaway, and it was more painful than me. Photographer, did you do this on purpose? Dare to change the lens? Silently took out the phone and clicked on Meituan. It's not just the audience who are hooked by these dishes. I don't know how the wind blows. In short, Wen and the others who lived on the second floor, and Tang Yishan and the others who lived on the first floor, all smelled this strong and unusual fragrance. What comes with the fragrance is naturally, a growling stomach. Wen raised her head, took out her mobile phone and glanced at it. It's almost 12 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet. She jumped up, got up and opened the door, and saw Qin Ryu, who also came out of the study. The two looked at each other. Wen nodded politely. I forgot that we didn't discuss lunch. Qin Ryu nodded, a little embarrassed. I also forgot. From the appearance of the two of them, it is obvious that they are not very good at cooking. In the hall, the scent seemed to be more intense. Wen swallowed her saliva and looked upstairs. It seems that the scent is coming from the 3rd floor. I don't know who lives there. Let's go and see. Qin Ryu nodded. They walked to the stairs and met Tang Yishan, who also smelled the fragrance. Seeing them, Tang Yishan said, "Are you going to the 3rd floor too?" Wen was a little surprised. So, the ones on the 3rd floor are Jinli and Mr. Lu. Tang Yishan nodded. The 4 of them went upstairs together. When they came up, Jinli and Lu Zhenjia were eating. The 4 of them felt that the aroma of the food instantly became stronger several times as soon as it was served, making the mouth water. Jinli was drinking soup with a small spoon. Seeing the neat 4 people, she was a little puzzled. "Hi, what's the matter?" "4 people. Yes, we want to eat your meal." Lu Zhenjia just glanced at the 4 of them lightly, nodded his head, and made no further movements. Hearing that the 4 of them were silent, Jinli ignored them and continued to eat. 4 people. The atmosphere was a little awkward. It's just that Wen and the others thought, it's really rude to come at someone else's meal time, and it's understandable to be ignored by the host. Tang Yishan is different. She walked towards the 2 of them, and asked naturally as she walked, "Why do you eat so delicious? I can smell it from 2 floors away. Can I have a meal with you?" While she was speaking, she had pulled away the chairs at the dining table and sat down. "I'm too familiar with myself. Jinli." She took a look at this woman and asked someone to give her a meal. Logically speaking, there was nothing wrong with her. But, first of all, this meal was cooked by Lu Zhenjia, so she couldn't talk. Come on, isn't this woman's attitude too natural? The Koi Fairy Wife is Sweet as Honey, Love from the Koi Goddess. Author, Sushao Zheji. Chapter 701. Before Jinli could speak, Lu Zhenjia put down the chopsticks in his hand. He looked at Tang Yishan with a cold expression. "I can't." Tang Yishan. "What?" "Lu Zhenjia," I said, you can't eat here. Tang Yishan's eyes widened, a little puzzled, and a little wronged. Why? Isn't it just a meal, and I don't want to eat as much as you? Lu Zhenjie said lightly, I only cook for Jinli, why do you? Tang Yishan. If it was someone else, hearing such obviously disrespectful words, they would probably lose face and get up and leave long ago. But Tang Yishan didn't. She always has what she wants, and she is used to being domineering. Even if he was facing Lu Zhenjie at this moment, he couldn't change it all at once. He always felt that everyone in the world was her father. She said reluctantly, then, the big deal is that I will pay the living expenses. Anyway, you can cook for 2 people, and you can also cook for 1 more person. Her words became smaller and smaller. Because she noticed that Lu Zhenjie's indifferent eyes fell on her. That gaze, as if quenched by ice and snow, made people feel chills all over. This kind of gaze made her shudder, and finally reminded her, this person in front of her is not an artist in her company who can be rounded and flattened by herself. He's Lu Zhenjie, and he can't even give his father face. He didn't need to accommodate her at all. Seeing her shutting up, Lu Zhenjie was satisfied, you pay the living expenses. What do you think, my worth, if I cook for you, what price should you pay? Tang Yishan. She couldn't answer that. With the worth of the man in front of him, he can cook a meal with his own hands, and it is not too much to shout out any price. Tang Yishan felt ashamed, and couldn't help but look at the other person at the table. Jinli, we've been here for so long, you just eat and don't say a word. She meant that Jinli should help herself out. However, as soon as she said this, Lu Zhenjie, who had always been indifferent, turned black for the first time. He looked at Tang Yishan very unhappy, and said in a stern tone, don't disturb her eating. Tang Yishan. Jinli finally finished a bowl of soup, raised her head, reached out and pulled Lu Zhenjie's hand on the table. Oh, don't be angry, it's not worth it to be with someone you don't know. Tang Yishan. Lu Zhenjie didn't speak. Jinli looked back at Tang Yishan again, and reminded her very seriously, Miss Tang, my boyfriend has a very bad temper, you should go back first, in case he is really upset and blames you, it's not too bad all right. If Pixia gets angry, your Tang family will lose their fortune for a few years, and you will have no place to cry when the time comes. Jinli felt that she was really a kind little fairy. This woman was full of malice towards her, so she was kind enough to mention her. However, this reminder, in Tang Yishan's eyes, was clearly a complacent warning. She is very angry. But thinking about his own father's advice, he didn't dare to really offend Jinli and Lu Zhenjie. In the end, she could only stand up angrily, and forced a smile, if you don't let Sengfen, you won't let Sengfen, what a big deal. Forget it, I'll go back and order takeaway. The remaining 3 looked at her back. The 3 of them looked at each other and bid farewell to Jinli and Lu Zhenjie at the same time. Jinli glanced at the 4 of them and said with emotion, what a strange person. Lu Zhenjie served her another bowl of soup, never mind, eat. 6. The update is over, ha ha ha, I feel that I am really working harder and harder. See you tomorrow, ha ha ha, it's the end of the month, there are votes, don't forget to vote, muah.